Breaking news, China. Face-to-face binara ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos habang nagsasalita ang China. Ayon sa nakalap nating impormasyon, mismong China ang nagulat nang harap-harapang barahin ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang China sa Asean. Ayon kay BBM, itigil ng China ang pagiging hari sa West Philippine Sea kung ayaw nitong matanggal bilang member state sa susunod na ASEAN Summit, matapos sumang-ayon sa kanya ang lahat ng ASEAN leader. Pero babala ng China, itigil ang pagkakampihan ng ASEAN member.
ASEAN and China leaders, please be seated.
Selanjutnya, saya
To proceed, I would like to invite His Excellency Premier Li Qiang, Prime Minister of China, to convey his opening remarks. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Your Excellency President Joko Widodo, colleagues, it is a great pleasure for me to join friends old and new at the ASEAN Plus 3 Summit. As President Xi Jinping noted, while we remain steadfast in seeking common grounds based on the commonalities, we shall have nothing to fear about the differences, and will be able to find the right way to resolve them. Disagreements and disputes may arise between countries due to misperceptions, diverging interests, or external interferences. Whatever the cause, it is vital to face the issues squarely, remove misunderstandings, and keep the differences in check. Facing up to the problems is the prerequisite for finding solutions, whereas an ostrich policy would only make things worse. The most effective way to clear up misunderstandings is to strengthen exchanges and increase mutual understanding and trust through sincere communication. To keep differences under control, what is essential now is to oppose picking sides, oppose bloc confrontation, and oppose a new Cold War, and to ensure that disagreements and disputes among countries are properly handled. Our meeting and discussion here are actually a concrete action in seeking common ground and resolving differences. We need to bear in mind the larger interest of peace and development in Asia, approach the commonalities and differences between countries in the right way, and make the foundation of APD cooperation even stronger. We should work in concert to meet various types of risks and challenges, promote development, prosperity, and stability of our region, and build an Asian community with a shared future. That concludes my opening remarks. Thank you.
Your Majesty, Excellencies, our vision for the South China Sea is a sea of peace, stability, and prosperity. Today, sadly, this remains a distant reality. For our part, the Philippines will continue to work with all the countries to foster a rules-based international order. We remain committed to the peaceful resolution of disputes in the South China Sea in accordance with international law. We will continue to uphold and exercise freedom of navigation and overflight in the South China Sea in accordance with international law, including, of course, the 1982 UNCLOS. But let me be clear, we do not seek conflict, but it is our duty as citizens and as leaders to always rise to meet any challenge to our sovereignty, to our sovereign rights, and our maritime jurisdictions in the South China Sea. No country would expect any less. No country would do any less. The Philippines firmly rejects misleading narratives that frame the disputes in the South China Sea solely through the lens of strategic competition between two powerful countries. This not only denies us our independence and our agency, but it also disregards our own legitimate interests. We once more call upon all parties for self-restraint on activities that complicate disputes in the South China Sea. We must not undermine regional peace, stability, and security. We cannot emphasize enough that actions, not words, should be the ultimate measure of our commitment to securing peace and stability in the South China Sea. Anything else simply does not suffice. We therefore seek your support for the operationalization of practical measures such as the ADMM guidelines for maritime interaction, which we envision will be expanded to our external partners in due time. The Philippines is also pleased to have hosted the second ASEAN multilateral naval exercise off Zambales and Bataan and the 40th meeting of the JWD-DOC in Manila to expedite the negotiations for substantive and effective code of conduct in the South China Sea. As tensions and mistrust between the great powers escalate, so too does the prospect of miscalculation that threatens to engulf the region with the severest consequences for all of us. It is imperative that we leverage the ASEAN regional architecture to serve as a diplomatic bridge that promises mutual understanding, strategic trust, and peaceful settlement of disputes. History will ultimately judge whether the supremacy of the rule of law prevails, ushering in an era where all nations truly stand as equals, independent and unswayed by any single outside power. The challenge for us remains that we must never allow the international peaceful order to be subjected to the forces of might applied for a hegemonic ambition. The future of peace rests now on how we together face this challenge. The statement opposes any unilateral attempts to change the status quo in the waters of the Indo-Pacific and the militarization of reclaimed features in South China Sea. It as well expresses concern for the continued illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing that affects our fisherfolk. As we forge closer and deeper relationships in the coming years, we hope to continue working together towards a region that enjoys lasting peace, security, stability, and resilience. I commend the U.S. leadership for the hard work and vision that resulted in the joint statement now known as the Spirit of Camp David. The statement cemented a common security agenda among the United States, Japan, and South Korea on arguably the most problematic issues in the region, issues that undermine regional peace and prosperity, including but not limited to supporting the free and open international order based on the rule of law.
Ngayon ikaw bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.